If you're new to the channel, you may not have seen my TripleWhale review video that I posted 3 months ago. So I strongly advise that you watch this video first. But if you're a channel regular, then I want to share with you what is my opinion now, 3 months later and 6 months in total after starting to use TripleWhale. What has changed, what has stayed the same, and let me tell you, there's a couple things that changed since my last video, so stay tuned. My name is Justin and I'm the founder of Wizo Media, an e-commerce marketing agency specializing in elevating thriving brands by simplifying e-commerce growth. Before we get started, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, as well as turn on post notifications so you're the first to know about these cutting edge e-commerce marketing tips posted on the channel every week. So we find ourselves back in the TripleWhale dashboard. So feels familiar, right? So looking at the dashboard right here, something that we started doing differently in this past 3-month period is we've added Google ads for that client. So looking at Google ads, and let's just widen the targeting pool to, let's say, the past 30 days. Results have not been very good from what seems to be appearing again on TripleWhale. So taking a look at Google Analytics, actually, we can see that results are indeed pretty good, right? For the amount of total ad spend, first of all, you're gonna notice 2 campaigns being kind of separated because we just simply changed the campaign name and it split the campaigns into 2 on Google Analytics and TripleWhale. So there is in total $605 spent across all of the campaigns that we ran for a little over $1,600 in revenue right there. But if you're looking at TripleWhale, we've tried and double checked that, triple checked that. Everything has been set up properly and we're not seeing the same things over here. We're seeing the same total ad spend, but far from seeing the same results. And whatever is actually being reported in the Google Analytics column is also far off from what we're seeing on Google Analytics. And so is the overall ROAS that we're seeing attributed on TripleWhale. So in our own experience, Google Ads has not been accurate whatsoever so far on TripleWhale. Facebook though has still been holding up pretty good overall. But there is a caveat and something that started happening within the past 30 days or so. Essentially, we're running ads in a few different funnels that lead clients to a specific URL that is nowhere, it's nowhere to be found on the client's website. It's not a public URL. It can only be found essentially from the ads that we're running. So that allows us to also have this alternative source of tracking our ads. So you're gonna notice here that we've been manually writing down all of the sales that are missing essentially on TripleWhale over the past 30 days or so. And we started seeing that happening essentially on the Monday, April 18th. So it's been a little less than a month at the time of recording this video that we've seen this issue started happening. And we're literally double checking it every single day. We're checking the days prior and seeing how the campaigns performed and looking at sales attributed essentially on these very specific URLs, again, on the Shopify site that can only come from ads. So we're seeing a lot of sales here that are missing every single day, like here, $168, $87, $243, $211. And as you can see, it's been happening pretty consistently over the past month. So I'm not going to sit here and say that Triple is not working at all anymore for us, but we've definitely seen a decline over the past month in how accurate it's been in terms of overall reporting. For our retargeting campaigns and all of our more generic campaigns that are not funnels, stats seem to be pretty good, honestly, from what is being reported back on TripleWhale. It's more or less, again, from what comes from these specific ad funnels that we're running on cold audiences, that there seems to be a big discrepancy between what we're seeing, again, reported back on their platform versus what we're seeing on our end. All in all and overall, TripleWhale is still showing, for the most part, for most campaigns, better results being attributed on their platform versus what we're seeing being attributed back on Facebook. So that's good, but nonetheless, again, we're still seeing a couple sales that are missing. Also, very oddly, recently, we've been starting to see Pinterest as an ad source that keeps popping up, every day or so. Basically, we're gonna see it once in a blue moon pop up as an ad source for sales. And truth is, we're not actually doing any Pinterest ads whatsoever for that client. They're not even on Pinterest. So that is Again, a little bit of an odd case that we started seeing happening with this. Like there's no Pinterest involved at all within the picture. So we don't know how, how in the world these sales could be attributed back to Pinterest. With that said, I kind of started with what seemed to be a lot of negative feedback, but everything else, everything that we've shared in our initial video still stands. Again, we are seeing better attribution on TripleWhale than what we're seeing on Facebook. That is a no-brainer. That is a 100% fact. Though we're seeing again a slight discrepancy between what TripleWhale reports and what should actually be reported back based on our funnel stats. So truth is, TripleWhale is reporting better than Facebook is, but it probably is actually a little better than what TripleWhale is reporting in this case. One thing that we're still utilizing also is the customer journey, allowing us to kind of see how many touch points it takes before people convert, what platforms they convert from, mainly to kind of put the budget on the platforms that work best. And we're also still actively utilizing the creative dashboard. So we're using this, to know what actual ad creatives work best than others. Kind of helps us also put our efforts on there. So nonetheless, we're still finding again that TripleWhale is much better than Facebook is at attributing. We're still using TripleWhale when it comes to taking ad decisions and seeing what should we optimize on the ads. It's still, again, a very good way for us to tell that. I still highly recommend for anybody out there who is putting a significant amount on advertising spends on a daily basis. So TripleWhale comes down to about, $265 to $300 a month, depending again if you go in with a discount or not. You're gonna find in the description down below a link to a 15% discount if you wanna sign up to TripleWhale through our link. But nonetheless, we're recommending it for anybody who's spending above $200 a day because it's about an extra day of ad spend per month or so, and gives you much better data and much better results overall than what Facebook, Google, Pinterest, or any singular ad platform would tell you. Also, now that we've added another ad channel with that client, which is Google, we've started seeing for the first time overlaps essentially with an ad channel. So really seeing, what sales were actually attributed to both ad channels simultaneously, which is the thing that we were already seeing essentially with their retention efforts, which was, from Klaviyo and PostScript. You could already see that, within the past month, there's about a 17% overlap, which is quite significant when you think about it. It's that about, 1 out of 6 people or so that see, that receive an email or an SMS also receive the other and get attributed to both sources. So 3 months later, and with a total of 6-month experience on TripleWhale, I would say that our journey, has evolved quite a lot with the platform itself. So it started off pretty rocky, as I shared in my past video, where for the first month or so, attribution was far from being accurate. Then it became very, very accurate and a very good asset for us in February, which was about a month or so, about close to 2 months after starting to use the platform. And then once, getting past that mark, February was amazing, March was amazing, most of April also was. And as I'm sharing in today's video, at the time of recording this, within the past month or so, this is where we started seeing a little bit of rocky times again. But at the same time, Facebook is also making a lot of changes within their algorithm recently with, again, removing targeting capabilities, as shared in one of my new videos, which may affect their platform temporarily. But we're hopeful that things are gonna get back up with this. Again, it's still much better than what Facebook reports. Also gives the client more of a holistic view over the business with all of the ad channels and marketing efforts combined into a single platform. And still is, I would honestly recommend it to any e-commerce brand on Shopify out there. 100%. Now, if you're an e-commerce brand or store owner making at least $20,000 to $30,000 a month with your brand, I invite you to click on the first link in the description down below to book in a very short 15-minute demo call with our team. On that call, we'll take a look at your brand and see if you're a good fit for our e-commerce marketing program. And if that's the case, then we'll end up helping you scale through paid ads, ad creatives, content creation and retention. And worst comes to worst, you'll leave with a free action plan to implement on your own. So on that note, make sure you also check out other videos on the channel for some more useful e-commerce marketing tips. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.